What is up, you guys? It is your boy Jod here from Puma, Plow, playing some more Farming Simulator 19. We're back on Pine Cove by Stevie. I had to really think about it. I was going to say Griffin. Pine Cove by Stevie. Let's get to it. Oh.
Hello.
What's up?
You have internet.
Hey, don't start no bad juju. Okay?
Want to plant sorghum?
I don't care.
Okay, cool. That's what we're planting.
I thought we had already planted.
Nope. Only limed.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Unless you guys planted and didn't save and the server restarted.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I have nothing to do, huh?
Probably not, no. Unless you get another seeder.
I'll just stand here and look at your marvelous tractor parking skills.
I was not here when the stream ended, so I don't know.
This was already like that before the end of stream. It was you.
I did not flip the small one upside down.
Leonard and I did no such thing. That was all you.
That was definitely Leonard.
No.
The little one flipped over was Leonard.
Was it?
Oh yeah.
Are you throwing Mr. Leonard underneath the bus?
No, because I'm telling you what he did.
Did you already take care? Did you already
Yeah,
take care of like all the TMR stuff and everything?
Yeah, we don't have much TMR.
No, like did you refill the everything?
Oh yeah.
Very
Well,
cool.
I didn't like fill it. I just shuffled stuff around, but like it's basically full still.
All right, cool. I'll just stand here and watch you work, okay?
Buddy seat mod? Where you at?
What's up, y'all? Welcome in, peeps. Welcome in. How y'all doing, Rocks and Special Pat?
I noticed that the cows on here are 100% TMR.
Yeah, they actually do need the other stuff.
It's like
So we can feed just grass and then feed some just hay. And then we'll be in good shape. So I don't know if we have any hay in storage.
I bet we don't.
Appreciate that follow. Welcome on in. How's it going? We do.
Especially since I just we do.
We
I
do
don't
have.
know. Then there you go, Johnny.
I just need to find a tractor that's not upside down. Carson.
I didn't do it.
Uh-huh. I want video proof that you didn't do it.
Okay.
All right.
I want video proof that
You did it?
I didn't.
Oh, I'm going to storage. Where am I going? Hello?
Hog water.
On the wrong way. My game is framey. A little framey.
Your dog.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. What's going on, peeps? Welcome in.
Could be
Do
playing
this.
PV though.
What?
Could be playing PV right now though.
Nah, I get more than 18 frames. Thank you.
What are you getting right now?
What?
What's your FPS right now?
I'm getting 60 back here. It was just like loading everything in, you know?
Oh, and so I've got 60 out in the field.
At least it's not on the roof of the house. Fair play, Special Pat. Fair play. Rocks, the map is good so far. There's a low-flying helicopter above my house right now. Yeah, it sounds like that. Deal with it. Deal with it. No. Oh, wait, that's getting jiggy with it. Oop, my bad.
Harvested. They missed this so much.
Are you gonna rag on Leonard like that?
Yeah.
Really?
I already have once. Why not do it again?
And Leonard, I don't know if he's here, but like, hope he enjoys that bus getting, you know. Holy jeepers.
When Leonard says wow in like 2 minutes, we'll know what he's talking about.
Yeah. All right, so now the cows have a little bit of everything, and here in a minute, that 91 hopefully will go to 100%. You know, one of the things we can do is the steamed washed potatoes.
So we gotta harvest potatoes.
We don't have the steamer in the washer. That's not like built into the map anymore like it used to be. Kind of wish those were, honestly. Yeah, what's going on? Another low-flying aircraft. Boys, they're on to me. They're on to me. If I'm mysteriously vaporized, oh boy. how to
That
drive.
green screen's doing wonders right now, dog.
Have you seen the guy on TikTok that like is in Zoom meetings from like different places
Yeah.
with a green screen? The other day he was riding a motorcycle with a green screen behind him. And like a dirt bike, and he's like hitting jumps and stuff. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
That one, yeah, that you probably heard that.
Oh, are you looking at radar? Quit stalking me, bro.
You want me to send you your Bitmoji again?
Rice, we are definitely not harvesting potatoes with that stupid potato DLC. No. You saw that TikTok where the dude was on the dirt bike? Because he's done ones like driving a car. I think there was one where he was on a boat.
There was one where he was on, like, he was golfing.
Yeah. And then motorcycle, and I just, oh man. That's great. Whenever I come back to this part of the homestead, it gets a little laggy, but that's probably just loading everything. We're good. We're good. No worries. I'm getting more than 10 frames. We're fine. Or something. Something like that.
Were you up for lunch this morning?
Yeah, I had, I thought you said lunch. Launch. I missed it by a few minutes. In fact, when I first opened NASA Spaceflight, they were showing the alligator, but they didn't say what it was at first. The first part I saw, and I'm like, oh my God, what happened? I was thinking something happened to the rocket.
Like the rocket blew up?
And so I like scrolled it back real fast and watched the launch basically.
Oh, so you were late to launch.
Yeah.
Shocker, you were late.
Restart the map and do it differently. What?
It did
What?
look like they kept constant.
Oh, the video
feed with
was
the drone feed and the rocket.
the video was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Dude, when it first came down, I was like, this thing's coming in at a very weird angle.
Yeah.
Like its dog leg was a lot different than what it usually is.
I got you, split. Was it different, or was it just that was like one of the first times we've been able to see it all the way down?
I think its trajectory was probably a little different because of where it was going. But
That's true. It was incredible. Never
not
get
the first
tired.
time we've seen it all the way down though either.
Never get tired of seeing a Falcon launch, or well, any launch for that matter.
Landing though.
Yeah.
I like how they go. Yeah, you'll just see it eventually pop through the grid, Finn, and it'll be right there. Boom, there it is.
Thank you, Rox. I was not late. I was running on John time. Thank you.
Dude, I bet he would even run late on John time.
Get this guy out of here. Trent, will you take care of him?
I don't have that power, so.
Dang it. With great power comes great responsibility. Or something.
Matt.
Okay, Thanos.
Where's
Thanos.
Leonard? Where's Leonard?
Leonard.
Drive to your house and tell you you're a butthead.
Actually, never mind, he does. He doesn't know my address.
Snap map, we can find you.
No, he can't. None of them can, actually.
I mean,
but
I
they do
can.
have my address. I got stickers.
Oh, that's true. Gotcha, special pet. That's pretty cool. It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible seeing the whole launch, land, all that. Absolutely incredible. All right, so how much seating you got to go?
A lot.
All right, cool. We'll look at a contract then.
I'll probably have to go before I get done, though.
Really?
I got baseball.
Big baseball guy, huh?
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's give it a look-see here. What do I actually want to do? I don't really want to do a lot of these contracts, I'll be honest. Thanks for the follow there. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Thinking of 13? How big is field 13? Where is field 13? Field 13 is over the mission's wrong. It's a cultivate mission, but the field's already cultivated.
It's broken.
I feel like our missions are broken right now.
Which one is it?
Field 13?
13. I don't see your. Oh, I do see 13.
Bottom left. Let's take the field 4 cultivation mission. Why not? Oh, it just disappeared. Now it's a fertilizing mission? Okay. Our missions are like in between.
Oh, they're probably resetting them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're right at that point where they're kind of an awkward taco. Yep. That's okay. We are running mods, yes. Yes, we are.
So, probably not streaming tonight, are you?
I don't know. Dan went to the farm last night.
I'm gonna let you.
Fortnite?
I don't know about that now. I don't know about that now. Not on stream. So, Special Pat, I don't know about Minecraft because I'm still having some internet issues. I'm dropping my inbound packets, which is kind of strange. But currently right now I'm dropping 8% on the stream PC. And, which is weird because on the gaming PC, I'm not dropping any. But on the stream PC, I'm dropping 8%. So, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know that it's a Spectrum issue, otherwise I'd call and yell at them. I try to, it makes me wonder if it is a Spectrum issue or if it's a router issue, honestly. But I don't know. Definitely not Warzone. I have to update them. Yeah.
Isn't your router kind of fairly new too?
I've had it a while.
I know your I know the solution.
What?
Get a new
All right.
router and a different internet.
Yeah. I just don't know why it's acting weird on one computer, but not on the other one.
AT&T fiber.
The problem is not available. Otherwise, I would have it. The problem I'm having in Minecraft is like placing a block 3 times or mining a block 3 times. It's awful. Now, last night I was able to actually jump in there for a minute and it was fine. But it's like a sporadic thing too, which...
Dude, I finished the slabs this morning, by the way.
Yeah?
Around the kelp farm.
Wow. Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Not under them, though, but like around them and stuff.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
I placed at least 10 of them.
Rocks, I don't even know how to log into my modem, so, or to my router, so that's a negative on that one, Ghost Rider. It's supposed to clear, I think, once a day now. But networking and John don't go in the same sentence unless it is John doesn't know how to network. That would be the only...
How do you network with John?
You plug stuff in and you just hope it works.
How to network with John?
No. Definitely not. So, I don't know. It's just kind of a weird... It probably is a Spectrum issue, but at the same time, like, Zach was saying his work's been having issues. I think he's been having issues at his house. Or my dad's work, they've been having a ton of issues. My one brother always complains about Spectrum, but that's, you know, pretty typical. It's like everybody I know that has Spectrum right now in this area is having problems.
Is complaining.
Yeah.
Does Tony have Spectrum at their house? Or
Yeah. Yeah. So, like...
Where's his account at?
Oh.
His TeamSpeak account. If they've got Spectrum at his house.
He's not dropping any.
Are you dropping?
Okay, so if you look at John, very little, less than 1%. Look at John 1, 8%. So
Another problem.
I don't
Got
understand.
2 PCs.
Okay.
That's double the problem.
I should go down to 1 PC stream setup. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
And
how's
then
that?
make it RGB and then blur it out of the background.
How's that 10 frames treating you? I see what you did there, by the way. I get it. You're not wrong.
Brewers.
3090. What?
Blurred out and not even RGB to match the computer. We know.
That's the sad thing too. That person has a 3090 and you can't tell. That's just farm sim.
Well.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're looking at the PC, you can tell because it's just like a black strip in the RGB
Well,
computer.
I meant like doesn't make the game look any better.
Oh, or stream, but yeah.
Anyway, enough of that. Get off your high horse, jeez.
Oh, it says you.
Says you. That's right. Oh, Rocks, man. Rocks, it's 12:27, my guy. I have no idea what I'm making for dinner.
Even have like lunch or breakfast today?
I had a protein drink, okay? Let's not talk about food.
Easy there.
We're not talking about food, okay? Just saying.
Not yet.
Not at all, because I'm...
Give it like another like 2 minutes.
Dude, I had a protein drink, all right? Stop. Calm down. Special Pat, I'm on my way, buddy. We'll just pack this whole setup into a suitcase, throw it in the RAM. I'll be on my way. All right?
Each computer needs like an XL suitcase.
Right.
Like a lot of like, and then like put a pillow around it or something.
Take the video card out, the CPU cooler off. You know.
Yeah, at least the CPU cooler.
Oh, video card. They actually like that foam, like those foam bags they put in, then they expand around, you know?
Eat.
That's what you'd have to have.
Oh, yeah.
Frank, what's up?
Wait.
Definitely. Or it's like the computer. My brother from Georgia sent me a computer once. Like before I was able to custom build my own. And I got it and I'm like, man, something's kind of rattling. I opened up the case. There's a capacitor just rolled around in the case off the motherboard. And I was like, well, this computer's junk.
The first computer, well, it was the same computer my next older brother got, but it was technically it's the second one of it because the first one, because it was a pre-built, because it was his first one, so he just got pre-built.
Yeah.
See if he even liked computers.
Yeah.
But like it was like the expanding styrofoam in there,
Mhm.
to like protect. Well, it expanded. It broke a fan off the GPU and
Oh
pushed
my.
into the GPU. So he got it out and like he eventually had to like take a knife to cut it like the foam out.
Oh, that's too much expansion.
To send like because they didn't believe him and they needed pictures. So he was in there with like razor blades and stuff cutting out this foam.
And
Like, well, there's no fan right here and it's like bent on the motherboard. Yeah, it's bad.
thanks for that host. Rocks, it is too early to start talking about food because I don't want to sit here and be starving all day. Because if we talk about food, I'm going to be hungry, so let's not do that. Special Pat's looking at a new place that'd be big enough for Puma Plow. Headquarters, too. Let's go. Studio. Let's go. That'd be pretty sick. Have a North studio, right? Or something. I don't know. All right. Here we go talking about food again. Can we just not chat? Is that a thing? Sarge, what's going on?
Oh, not much, guys. How's it going?
It's good. I didn't realize you had joined. My bad. My TeamSpeak lady's a little quiet.
That's all right.
I need to turn her up.
You hadn't missed it by much. I've only been sitting here for about 30 seconds.
Oh, I ain't bad then.
You see the slab edition there, Sarge? Minecraft.
Oh yeah,
the quarries.
The slabs are done in the quarry. They said follow as well. Appreciate you. I will say the kelp farms all look like all done, and they look good. They look so good.
I thought they did too.
All right, Special Pat, we'll catch you later. Have a good day at work. Be safe, my guy. All right, we are 89% done. Cars Carson done down there. Oh, you're almost done. All right, 91% on my mission. I still want to know what happened yesterday when Carson joined Minecraft. Like, there was probably tens of thousands, maybe, pieces of kelp floating in the water stream above the furnaces.
Oh, for sure. Well,
Like,
no, so I was like
it was crazy.
by the vomit chest of the sorter. When I
Yeah.
first flew over, like when I first like started moving, the game was lagging really bad because I flew out of the doors and then went to the cactus farm to put flowers for the composter.
Yeah.
And then when I came back, it lagged me out of the game. And then when I finally made it back over there, it was the main chute where all of them collect.
Mhm.
So I bet I had the furnaces loaded, but not the kelp farms.
Yeah.
Or
I kind of wish you would have saved that video because it was.
dude, it
was
was raining
insane.
like a lot of kelp
Yeah.
for like 30 seconds, like straight just stacks and stacks.
It was crazy. Troy, what's going on, man? How you doing? It was
So, like,
crazy.
So like it's double wide up there before it narrows down to the one where it 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That whole tube was full of kelp.
That was crazy. I have no idea how that would happen, but it sure happened. Kind of insane. But it's all good.
I mean, it didn't break anything other than the game once, but you know, it was chilling.
Hey, you know.
You know how much kelp's been set in the lava over the last like day and a half?
Oh. Troy doing okay over here? Doing okay, man. How you doing? I don't know if it's good news but it's probably a good thing long term. I am officially off soda again.
Go to bed reasonable?
It was still kind of late last night, but it wasn't too bad. So yeah. Yeah, off soda. Kind of weird. Kind of weird, but hey, it's better. Just saying, it's better. Because, well, it was kind of twofold. Like, we actually ran out one day. It's like, our local store just hasn't had, like, soda. And, so, like, the other morning I got up and I had, like, one, because that's all there was, you know? And then, like, later that afternoon, I was like, I'm not really missing anything here. And I haven't had any since, so. Uh-oh, Troy. That's not good. What am I looking for? Chat. All right, let me know when you're done. We'll start the fast time process. That's because, Troy, you actually show up to work. Therefore, you're going to work like crazy right now, man. Nobody wants to work, so the people that actually show up have to pick up all the slack, you know? Hey, Carson, what'd your Sonic yesterday? What was their sign?
It said cook starting at $9.
Yeah. And it's like, that's every fast food restaurant, I swear right now. They just, like, all have signs outside asking for help.
Yeah. I was like, how do you know that? I was like, oh yeah, because I sent you a video about it.
No, I was there.
What?
Troy has 55 hours on the clock right now. Holy cow. It's a
Go
little
for fast time.
Go for fast time. Fast time is a go. That's crazy, Troy. What do we have? Gas station I went by the other day. Their sign outside out front said they start at $13. It's like, yep. The biggest problem around here is there's, you know, some Amazon facilities.
Oh,
and they start at 15. And so unless you're going to pay 15, good luck. And Amazon can't get employees. Nobody can get employees around here. It's crazy.
I'll say one of the It's not here in like our town, but the next one over,
Mm-hmm.
like they pay $12.50 an hour to sit as a lifeguard.
That's another thing. There's no lifeguards around here.
Like they're still looking for them. It's like
Yeah.
they work from like most of them work from like 8 to 4 or whatever.
Go get you a job.
No. I'm busy. I'm too busy for that.
Oh, sorry. You're not some girl named Mackenzie. Those TikTok videos. Is the IQ of what, a potato or something? I forget what they call it, what they say.
Yeah.
They're hilarious, whatever they are. Absolutely hilarious. Gotta love some TikTok videos, right? Gotta love it. Yeah, no, it's like, apparently like the city of St. Louis opened all their pools the other day and they're like, yeah, we only have like half our lifeguards. Like, what? How do you do that? How do you open all your pools with half the lifeguards you need? Kind of crazy.
Safety last, Johnny.
Pepper, what's going on?
They're just going with the natural selection.
There you go. I mean, hey. See, I don't know, because like I've always been kind of, you know, kind of fat, you know, and like fat people float. Like I can't sink. Okay, so I don't have an issue with the water, you know. Like if I would have been with Rose on the Titanic, like I would have made it, you know. Like I'm floating.
I gotta go. So
Okay,
bye.
have a good one. Bye. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know how they're doing it with like half the lifeguards that they need. Wait, Pepper, your pool doesn't have a lifeguard? That'd be kind of weird, right? Your backyard pool, you gotta like hire a lifeguard for? That kind of suck, right? That would kind of suck, like all at the same time. All right, I'm gonna look at the global company thingy here. Okay, so that holds 100,000 output. 100,000. Okay. Okay. It holds 500, which we don't have any grass, so we might. We should. We do. We have all kinds of grass. Okay. You go work on that then. Maybe here in a minute when I get emptied. All right. Well, Troy, you need some more, you know, swim like a fish. All right. Really, Pepper? Wow. They had a hired lifeguard to watch one kid? Oh my. Your pool isn't even... Rox, you live like way up north, isn't it? Still like 5 degrees up there? Actually, it's been like really warm up north. Been warmer up north than it's been here. It's gonna be 100 degrees here tomorrow, by the way. Can't wait for that.
Well, make sure you got things kicked in early enough to cool it off.
Yeah. I probably, well, I mean, what's the average like air conditioner actually, you know, like differential in temperature? It's only like 20 degrees, right? So like if it's 80 in here tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised all day, you know? So that would not surprise me, to be honest. So probably won't want to play American Truck tomorrow night, but we'll see. The theory would be to play it, but it's going to be that hot. I might have to break out shorts. I'm still wearing pants out here on the daily. Break out some shorts. Probably the strat. So who downloaded Lawn Mowing Simulator yesterday? The demo is out. There's a free demo on Steam. And it's not terrible. It's really not. It's kind of fun. Yep, I have played it. Played it last night for not quite an hour because the game was running for an hour, but I went outside like I think once to adjust some sprinklers. It's officially like sprinkler season already here. Like we want to maintain any grass in our front yard. Got to break out the sprinklers. I don't care about the grass in the backyard per se. And so I don't water that, but the front yard I do try to keep watered. Because the backyard has a lot of weeds in it still and a lot of clover and stuff. I don't care about it. Is what it is. But the front yard, try to keep that looking good. Got to compete with the neighbors, you know. His yard looks really good, always. But he waters this, like right now, he waters like every other day. He's watering a lot. But that's what it takes to keep a good looking yard, and that's what it takes. Right. Okay, I want grass. Regular old grass. Yeah, the irrigation. Welcome back, Trent. You wish your grass would stop growing, Troy? Come to Missouri, because, yeah. More weeds than grass anyway. Gotcha. Gotcha, Troy. What's up? What's up? Yeah, Trent, what do you think of Lawn Mowing Simulator? Or did you get it yet?
I haven't got it yet, but I've seen somebody mow it. Or play it, and it looks good. It's just it seems like it could have a lot more potential in the full release.
Yeah, I mean, we do have to keep in mind it is a demo, so.
I mean, the demo looked great.
Yeah. Actually, for a demo, it was pretty good. I liked it.
One guy I was watching the lawnmower he had it. I mean, it turned differently than what I'm used to.
That out front, right?
Where like the
black one.
Rear would steer instead of the front.
Yeah.
It's, or I should say, it's like an articulated mower.
Gotcha. That was fun. It was fun. I definitely used the controller with the game. I wanted to use my wheel, but apparently it doesn't have wheel support. Tony told me that. I thought it was fun though. I don't know that it's like streamable because there's literally one like mission. So like 20 minutes, you're kind of done. 25 minutes maybe. Depends how you do it, because like the first time I was mowing, I had my deck set too high, and it wasn't actually counting as like progression in the mission. And then I had to like go back and put the deck down lower. I was still mowing a lot of grass at like 7 inches, but they wanted it cut at like 3, I think. Something like that. I don't know. But it was fun. What happened to your computer, Rocks? Thanks for the host. How's it going? Did you like lose it? Did it like fall out of your pocket? Like what happened?
Leave it out in the rain.
How do you just lose a computer? Is it junk? Junk? And did you see their bloopers video that he put out the other day?
That one was kind of funny.
Them working on those taillights, man. That was like the best thing I've ever seen. Capacitor, resistor, you know, all that stuff.
And then the one where Big Sweet was in the cat, like did this whole sentence, and he's like, "Oh, just cut the whole video."
Yeah. Pretty much. All
See
right.
what Duggo has been doing to like the inside of his house?
Completely getting all new
Like-
floors.
Yeah, all new floor. It looks like
Oh,
probably new furniture.
some painting, I think, too. Yeah. All things that don't sound like fun to me.
I mean, I just saw the furniture, and I was just glad I wasn't helping.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of moving furniture personally.
I mean, I'll do the paint, but I don't want to do the furniture.
We did our kitchen floor years ago. I was miserable. Miserable. Because, you know, of course, you're working on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Everything's down low, and it's just like, ugh.
Well, when my stepdad redid the floor, one house we lived in, he had to tile it,
Oh boy.
and the kicker was we had to work from the basement with a step ladder to kind of help too. The ones you had like enough tiles, one person was up top, one person was down
Oh
on
wow.
below, so it
That
was a whole
sounds-
show.
Sounds terrible.
And
I
then
don't-
we had to do the drywall too on top.
Wow. I've been tiling one time. It was at my brother's old house, and like there were enough of us there that day that I didn't actually set any tile. I
Kind of just handed it.
no, I was the saw man. I was outside cutting.
Oh yeah, that's the best one.
And so they would bring me tile, and they're like, "Here, cut it here to there," and I'm like, "Okay." So, because like, I think both tiles down like on like the sides of the kitchen, like both rows needed to be cut the whole way. I think is what it was.
Yeah, that's not too bad. But when you start getting into your complex ones, where
Yeah.
you got multiple angles and all that,
Oh yeah, no.
I'm when I kind of find that fun.
I could see that.
It's a challenge of being able to do it.
Oh sure. Yeah, no, I was just the man running the tub saw. That was my job, and I'm like, I'm okay with this. I don't have to be on my hands and knees all day. Like, I'm cool with it. There's a sound clip for you right there. I don't have to be on my hands and knees all day.
I'm not a big fan of floor tiles anyways.
Yeah, right. Our house pretty much has like in every room except for the kitchen, like bathroom, it's all hardwood. Like old, needs to be redone, but old hardwood. Original to the house, of course.
Yeah.
I got you, Rox. Okay, his computer. Friend is borrowing his computer. Okay. Got you, Rox. All good, my dude.
So here I'm kind of lucky, but kind of not, because from the living room back to the bedrooms, it's all carpet.
See, I don't know. Like, we've never really had carpet. We have a rug like in my living room, but never really had carpet. I feel like I would like carpet like in the bedrooms.
Oh yeah, it's in the bedrooms. It's nice. It's just I want to keep my boots on all the time, but I feel like I attract a lot of mud
Sure.
if I'm not careful, and dried mud, really dirt.
Yeah. I don't know. Especially like the farther north you go, probably carpet's kind of nice, especially in the winter to have.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I said we've had some rugs. That's about it. But you know, with us having a basement too, like in the winter, the basement's warm, so it's like your floor's not really that cold per se in the winter. You know? Places where you don't have basements, I would think carpet in the winter would be nicer to have. I don't know.
And like our kitchen, I think it's vinyl flooring. I think.
No. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it needs to be placed 'cause it's starting to rip in some places.
Yep. We put down, I don't even know what you call it, but it's like it's wood, but it's not wood kind of thing. Like in our kitchen is what we put down. Like an engineered wood floor, I guess. I don't know. But it looks like a tile almost, but it's like wood.
Oh, the fake wood?
Kinda, yeah. It's weird. But it like supposed to float. It's a floating floor.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those in our bathroom.
Gotcha. Yeah. But I think like it was fine, but like we didn't know what we were doing and we put it in. Probably not the best idea.
That's the best way to do it.
It's trial by fire, right?
Then the next 50, 30 years down the road, next time you have to do it or want to redo it, you know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, Drake, yeah. What's up, Sarge?
I need to go back and check them.
Oh,
I was getting ready to join up, and
have we added mods?
no, it told me I had the wrong password typed in.
Oh. I got your rocks. Yeah, basement. Like, I have a rug in my room in the basement, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Not carpet, but a rug. Definitely a different thing. But yeah. Definitely have to have that for the cold concrete. Ooh.
I definitely
Sometimes.
do miss having a basement.
Basements are nice.
But stuff down there, you can escape from people down
Well,
there.
and that's kind of a problem with the basement too, is putting all the stuff down there, you know? Like, my basement has way more stuff in it than it needs to have, you know?
It's kind of like my garage here. It has way too much stuff.
Ugh. But it's like, that stuff is hard to get rid of too, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because of whose stuff that it was, you know? So.
Yeah, I have that issue too here.
Although a lot of, like, we had an area in our basement. We used to call it, I guess we still kind of call it, I don't know. Used to call it the toy room. Wasn't really a room. Like, the front part of my house, that, like, in the basement, it's semi-finished, right? And so, like, it has a ceiling, so it's not just like floor joist above your head. And then, like, the walls that aren't concrete are all drywalled. And then, like, of course, the concrete's all painted. And then, it's basically just an open room, though, from, like, end to end. But it's, like, finished, right? And apparently when my parents moved in, like, that's where they had all the family parties and stuff. Well, over time, it kind of got divided up in a way. Like, my brother has this TV down there. And then, like, beyond that, we always called that the toy room. And I don't want to say every childhood toy that we've ever had, because some of them aren't there anymore, but for the most part, I really need to quit hitting that button at the same time. For the most part, a lot of our childhood toys are still down there. And not
they
just
didn't come to an end down there.
Yeah, but not just mine, like a lot of, which I didn't really have that many because I'm the youngest, so I had hand-me-down toys, you know. I didn't really have many of my own per se. But like we have a whole bunch of like Fisher Price stuff down there from when we were all kids. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff down there. I mean, if you were a kid, you know.
I got quite a bit of hand-me-down toys.
There's a couple things down there in the far corner of this area that's kind of hidden by a bunch of other stuff. There's a box of the farm toys that were at my grandpa's house. And I don't care what anybody in my family says, they're mine. I'll fight them. I'll fight them for them, you know? And then I have a fire truck down there. Like, it's a tiller, actually. A tiller fire truck that my grandma gave me years ago. And it'll sit on a shelf down there for, like, my entire lifetime, probably. So, yeah.
Hey, John, is this the 7 to 9?
No, it's the middle row. A to L, I think.
Gotcha.
I think. I'm not actually sure. I think it's A to L.
I think so. If it's same one as the last server.
Yeah. I've given away our passwords on stream. Look at me.
You server next round.
That's okay. Chat, don't. Yep. Sarge just got it. I felt that little stutter.
Yeah.
Just a little stutter.
Yep.
Oh, there.
Yeah,
it
once
is.
you figure out the zigzag pattern, type it all in. You're good.
I do like my keyboard pattern passwords, so
They're interesting sometimes.
it happens. It definitely happens. Yeah, that fire.
Configurations sometimes are
Yeah,
nice to play around with the first time.
that fire truck's awesome. Awesome fire truck. And actually, my brother's been like, when my nephew comes over, he'll take him down there and like pick out a toy or two for like my nephew to take home, which is a good way to kind of get rid of some of the toys in our basement. So obviously, we don't really need them. You know, they're just sitting there. And I flat out told people, I was like, if he touches that fire truck, we're gonna have problems. Because the kid's 3 and he's kind of hard on stuff, you know, like we're gonna throw hands if he touches my fire truck. So there's some old like toy chest type things, like they had like a big bin at the bottom and like a shelf or two above it. It's sitting on the top of one of those, and yeah, just the fact that I think that was like probably the last like gift my grandma gave me that wasn't just like, you know, because once you get old enough, you just got money. And then once you turned like 18, you just didn't get anything from her, which was totally fine. But she had too many grandkids that were over 18, you know, she couldn't afford it. And so she just stopped giving gifts, which is totally fine. Not about the gifts, you know. And I'll never forget that night I got the fire truck. 'Cause I remember the night still. It was at grandma's condo. The whole family was there back when the family still got along. And it was super cold that night. And we were driving, we had a full-size Ford van at the time, right? And I guess Dad came up with the idea that, you know, you cover up the radiator, you know, so you actually have some heat. And he used the box that my fire truck came in to cover up the radiator on the front of the van on the ride home, because it was like way cold and that thing had terrible heat. So memories, I know they're weird. And then I was told to look for Rudolph out the window, and I swore I found him because it was Christmas Eve. Of course, we'd always go to Grandma's Christmas Eve, and we were told to shut up and look for Rudolph out the window because we might have been annoying on the way home. Shocker. But I'm pretty sure I found him. Pretty sure. But yeah, it was memories, man. Grandma had a ping pong table in her basement of her condo, and we used to go down there, and a bunch of us the younger generation of grandkids, we'd go down there and play ping pong until we got yelled at for being too rowdy. I actually have an aunt who used to tell her 2 daughters when we were at family parties they couldn't sweat. Because, like, you know, all those kids would play. We'd go hang out in the basement and play and have a good time. No, you're not allowed to sweat. Aunt's kind of crazy. Like, it means the kids are having a good time. You know, why? I don't know. Always thought that was weird. They weren't allowed to sweat. So.
That is weird.
Yeah. One of them's my godmother, actually. One of my cousins. Oh, yeah. All right, Sarge, what are you up to?
Nothing yet.
Okay. I'm mowing up here if you want to grab a loading wagon. We can just chuck it in storage. Oh, Troy's playing the lawn mowing simulator demo.
And we still have the upside down tractor.
Yeah. Carson totally did that, and he won't own it. But anyway. I should say between Carson and Leonard. I don't know what happened the other day, but something happened between those two that resulted in that tractor being flipped. Sorry, Leonard. If you're listening, I'm not throwing you under the bus. Mostly directed at Carson. I think Leonard might have been a witness. Something happened And yeah. Something happened. I'm not sure.
It was off camera.
Yeah, I was doing something in the field, and those two started laughing. So. So we don't have a link for the mods necessarily, but in our Discord, if you look around in Discord long enough, the Farm Sim server page, hit the pin post at the top, you might find a Google Drive link that has all of our mods. You might, I don't know. Join the Discord and find out. So yeah. Maybe, just maybe, they're in there. Cough, they are. Yeah. And no, these moors are not modded, in case anybody's wondering. These are the Cavernlin DLC moors. We also use the Cavernlin DLC baler, the round baler.
That thing is great.
And we use the Anderson Group DLC, the round bale mover. I don't know if we're not gonna, well, maybe we should be baling this actually, Sarge.
Okay, do you want me to stop and grab baler, or?
Why don't we, let's pick up the small field and we'll bale a big one. How about that?
Okay. Oh.
Leonard, what's going on? Because we do have grass, but at the same time, we need to put a lot of grass into the cows themselves, because these cows take other stuff too. Besides just TMR and water and straw, so.
Oh, does Stevie have it set up to where you can drop the silage bales onto the dump point
I
in the
have
silo there?
no idea. Basically, what we're going to do, Trent, is TMR, and then we can do hay and we can do grass until we get into, like, say, maybe alfalfa or something, but that's what we're going to do for now. So hay, grass, and TMR.
I gotcha. Because I know that 700 mil silo, I think Matt, I don't know if Matt was doing it or if I heard that you could drop bales in it.
Oh, I don't know. Leonard, what's going on, man? Plow. So yeah. And you got the fast loading wagon now that has more capacity than what we started with. We upgraded the other day, so you're good to go. Thanks for that follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the flock. How's it going? Welcome on in. Yeah, we'll bail that other field. Make some money.
So ATS Friday is still a hold, right?
Well, I'll try, but like I said, it's going to be 100 degrees tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be a hot one.
Yeah. Thanks to the host as well. Welcome on in, guys.
That's not even including the heat index either.
Yeah. Well, the biggest problem I have is, like, not necessarily the outside temperature. It's how much, like, outside temperature and then the sun. Because I get late afternoon sun on, like, the walls of the garage here. And so it's, like, miserable if it's going to be sunny. Wolf 6, what's going on?
Yeah, see, I'm kind of I guess I'm the same way, because once it hits like noon and the sun obviously hits the south side of the house here, and I have to shut the curtains because along with my computer it gets really hot.
Yeah, because like in the morning, early in the day, it's my living room is like melting.
Oh,
and then as the day goes on, it's basically just sun on the garage, sun on the garage, sun on the garage. Okay, back of the house, but mostly garage. So, and it used to be like not a problem at all. But
you were down in the basement.
No, when the neighbor moved in, he cut down all the trees in the backyard over there.
Oh,
because the trees used to shade us out like big time.
Yeah, and then you got rid of your shade.
Yeah.
Yeah, my shade is to the west. My window is more towards the east, so I don't get the shade.
Have I tried spraying water? What? Should I set up a sprinkler outside to water the garage for me so I can?
Don't think that's how it works, Pepper.
No, that's interesting actually, Pepper. Yeah. Very interesting.
Well, I guess I could. Well,
No, I mean, it
maybe
would,
if you do the garage door, spray it on the garage door.
but that's in the sun in the morning.
Oh,
It would literally be the back wall of the house, basically, is what gets the sun in the evening there. So,
I mean, it's not a bad idea to try out.
no. No.
But yeah, so I guess with that update that we got, that reset all of our trucks.
Oh.
So
Oh,
we
Pepper has
get
a
to start
brick.
back in Elko.
Pepper has a brick house. That's okay. Yeah. That makes more sense now, Pepper.
You bake pizzas in it, Pepper, since it's a brick house.
It's a brick house. Right? Just like that, I'm sure. Yeah, red brick does get hot, yeah. Yep, I got red vinyl siding, so I don't... It gets hot, just because it's like a darker color, but...
Yeah, so we got white vinyl, but it still gets hot, but
Oh, yeah. That's
nothing
like
like the brick pile I have here.
it's like that magic, ball of flaminess in the sky is like hot or something.
I mean, just a little, maybe.
Just a couple degrees.
Uh-huh.
No big deal. Nothing to see here. Is a brick in a house. What's up, guys? Welcome in. How y'all doing?
Oh.
Y'all. It's like Ewans plus 3. Or wait. Y'all, or Ewans, it's like y'all plus 3. My bad. Get my Jeff Foxworthy quote wrong. Darn it. It's kind of sad. Good old Jeff Foxworthy. Yeah, Pepper, I would have too. I'd be going over to Casey's house and be like, yo, what's up?
I heard you got AC.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to sit in the corner and chill on my phone. I won't bother you. Like,
As long as you got power, I'll sit in the corner.
yeah. That was us in 2006. We had 2 nasty storms in 2006. One was a summer storm, one was a winter storm. Winter storm wasn't bad. It sucked staying warm. But the summer storm was horrendous.
I say when our furnace went out during the winter, I mean, all I had to do was shut my door and get a space heater in here. I mean, granted, I had the computer, but I'd rather take a winter problem than a summer.
Staying warm is a lot easier than staying cold, you know?
Oh yeah, because
Like,
it takes electricity to kind of just stay cold or take clothes off.
I can go make a fire, you know? I got propane heaters, that kind of stuff. Which I know you're not supposed to run propane in a house, but there are safe kinds of propane. The ceramic ones, they are safer to run in a house. Read the label. You didn't hear it from me, okay? But anyway, the summer storm was terrible. We had generator running like the whole time. Run some box fans in the house and stuff. And then after like a day of it being just miserable, we actually took the switch for the attic fan. We took that out of the wall. And then the wires that went up to the attic fan, we basically stuck those in the end of an extension cord. Super safe, right? I know. And that cord ran out to the generator. So at least we had our attic fan on. It wasn't nearly as bad then. Because, that 90-degree air was at least moving. It was still very miserable. But it was better than not having it. So. Although showers, see, we have electric water heater, so showers in the winter situation kind of sucked. But in the summer, man, it sure was nice. Jump in a super cold shower. Oh, kind of nice. But I would try to hang out in the basement as much as possible during that storm. Because it was a lot cooler in the basement than it was upstairs. That was I think it was like 10 days of no electricity. Pretty miserable.
Yes, that's another thing I miss about a basement. Wintertime, it's great. But wintertime, you gotta put like a sweatshirt on and deal
Oh,
with
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah. Actually, it's funny because like my air vent in my bedroom's like open pretty far, and it gets pretty cold in my room when the air's running a lot. Like Friday, it'll probably be like 60 degrees in my bedroom, right? Because the air's gonna be running like crazy. And first time comes home and his computer's right outside my door, like in the next room, and he'll be so cold. He'll have like pants and a jacket on, like this weekend when it's like really hot outside. He'll be freezing in the house. I should close my air vent so he's not so cold, but then my room gets hot, you know? Can't have that.
You don't want the double whammy.
No. I just think it's funny personally how he like dresses up for the summer.
In your house.
Yeah. I mean, if I was sitting down there and it was 65 degrees the whole time, yeah, I'd probably be a little oh, GPS, don't do this to me right now. I'd probably be a little chilled too, you know? Goodness me. All right, we're good. Look at us go. Good afternoon. How's it going? Welcome in. Welcome on in. All right, so that's weird. The cows are still only at 94%. And they have some of everything. Interesting.
Probably because you got so many all in one paddock.
That doesn't change that number or change it, does it? Those paddocks hold 400. We only have 317. Oh, 94% is pretty good. Not terrible.
They always are producing a lot of cattle.
Otzels, yes. And claves, lots of claves. But it's all good. Although it hasn't been that long, I guess, maybe since I put stuff in there. I don't know. Yeah, I did that like right after start of stream, Leonard. So like maybe 45 minutes ago. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. What's up, Trent?
The bull was like having a race with his dad there in the field.
With what?
The roller and the planter.
Oh, I did see. I watched that video. Yeah, it was a good one.
They weren't trying to touch tips.
Oh, that would do some damage. Yeah. That's a good size roller that he's got.
It's at 80.
I think it was a 60 something footer. Larson's running 84.
Yeah.
All right, Leonard, I got you. It's all good.
Oh, I thought it was the same size because it was the same amount of rollers. I thought.
No, it was different size. Probably the same amount of rollers, just Larson's is bigger. That quad track, that's all that thing wants of Larson's. So that's, of course, that's a smaller quad, but.
And that thing looks pretty big from the rear end.
Yeah. We're about to get a 15 minutes. We'll get a calf.
Clave.
Yep, have a clave. Hopefully it's not a bull so we can keep it in the dairy herd, right? Or wait. It's not how this game works. They must all be, yeah.
Must get rid of all the bulls.
I guess. I don't know how that works.
Artificial insemination.
Probably. Don't tell PETA. Don't tell them. They're gonna come at you. Or something like that.
Better get done with this mission so I can get out of the darkness.
Uh-oh. mission are you working on? Or what map are you on, Trent?
I'm on the Florence Flint Hill. I'm doing a almost $100,000 seeding mission, and
Oh, seeding mission. Yo.
well, it's not too bad because you get so much like money, but I also already had the seed.
Right, Pepper?
I started the field when it was bright out, and now it's like dark.
All right.
So I'm trying to finish it, but it's also kind of dark and I can't see.
You're on GPS?
Yes.
Ah, you don't need to see that. GPS is your eyes.
I've already had my headwinds, which I've done the headwinds twice.
Ah, you're good then. So currently 93 feels like 98.
Ooh, I got you beat. It's 84.
Wait, we going for high score or low score?
I don't know, it probably feels worse out there or for you because you probably have a lot more humidity.
Are we playing golf, Trent? What are we doing? Tomorrow, high 101, low 77. A low temperature is only going to be 77. And tonight too, 77 for a low. That's hot for a low temperature. Now the one thing, actually this is going to be really bad for the crop down at the farm. 10 to 15 mile an hour winds.
Oh,
With 101 degrees. Yo, Steven, thank you so much for the 2 gifted. Holy cow, appreciate you, buddy. How you doing? Welcome on in.
They updated this for me again. Now it's going to be basically 99, so realistically it's going to be 100 Friday.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
And like, it's already like, there's already stuff at the farm like burning up, you know, like this year, unless we get a rain really soon, there's not going to be a crop. Like, it's bad here. Now there is a 40% chance of rain on Saturday, 20% Sunday, 60% Monday. So hopefully the crop can hold out till Monday and get a drink. But the problem is it's going to be like a pop-up thunderstorm. So like it might rain here, but 5 miles away it probably won't rain.
Hey, tomorrow for me it says scattered strong thunderstorms.
Yeah. But dude, 15. Oh.
I don't like how it says strong thunderstorms.
But 15 mile an hour winds with 100-degree temperature.
No, thank you.
That's gonna literally just evaporate. Nice, Steven. Nice. Yeah, right, Leonard? It's like we live in the desert now.
Like,
so
everybody's living in the desert, seems like.
Yeah. So the boys that are
Well,
irrigating, they're not going to stop.
like Welkers, they were in the hundreds. Millennial was in the hundreds.
Yeah. A lot of warm temperature out there.
Both of us are basically going to be in the hundreds tomorrow.
Sarge, is it going to be that warm out east there? Or is it going to not be as bad? Look at my...
Then like in California where my aunt and uncle are in one of the Air Force bases there, it's over 100.
Wow.
Like 112, 115.
105 in Kansas? Jeepers. Jeepers. Pull up the, like the radar, but it tells you temperatures too.
Wonder what it's like for up in Canada for like Mike and Phil.
I don't know. Where's Mike Mitchell at?
He's at Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan?
Yeah, I think he's on the east side of it.
Where's Saskatchewan in Canada? I can't... Where is that?
Is it near Montana?
Oh, so it depends on where he's at. Some of it is like in the 70s, in the 60s even up there. Wow. Crazy.
Come on, Canada, share your weather.
I don't care if it's hot. We just need some rain. Like I said, if we don't get rain soon, there's not going to be like a harvest here.
Well, it seems like whenever we get the front, some of the systems coming from like Canada, that's sometimes when we get the rain. I don't know, I'm not a meteorologist, so.
Wow, Leonard. That's crazy. 84 and sunny at the North Carolina beaches. Let's go. Sounds nice.
How warm is it going to be for like first time?
First time? I don't know.
I know he's like down there, I think.
He's like south now. About 90s for him. The hot weather is really like right now it's like North Oklahoma, Kansas, into Nebraska, Iowa, and then just sliding over to us, like, you know, coming up here. I mean, of course, you got like, you know, Las Vegas and stuff that's like way hot too, but you know, it's always hot out there, right?
Yeah.
That's nothing out of the ordinary for them. So. All right, GPS is being extra temperamental today. It's twice now.
Even in my single player, I have that issue too, where it glitches.
Steven, you want the tourist to go home so you can go anywhere? Wow. I got you. How are the sweet potatoes doing? I don't know. We didn't plant any this year. They have not planted any in a few years now. Steven, it's my inbound. My inbound, I'm dropping a little bit, but outbound's fine. So that's why like stream's fine. But I don't know if I can play Minecraft right now. But I can play like Farm Sim fine. And I mean, anything single player, of course, I could play just fine and dandy. So I don't know. It's weird. Oh my goodness. It takes you 30 minutes to go 3 miles. Nope. That's too many people. I'm out. I'll find somewhere else to live. Just saying. Not about that life. Not about that life.
Huh. Guess Elon changed his Twitter.
Oh yeah?
Elon Musk the second.
The second?
Yep.
Is he a junior? Is his dad named Elon Musk?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Kind of weird.
Guess he tweeted because he's driving with the yoke for a while and it's great. I guess he said.
All right. All right.
Guessing he's talking about the car.
We did get our pumpkins planted Sunday. I would imagine Dad ran down to the farm last night. I think it was last night, right? No, Tuesday night. I don't think it... No, it wasn't last night. He was there yesterday, though. Dad surprisingly took the day off and just, like, did some running, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to the farm. Like, he didn't say, like, hey, you want to go? Like, he just left. I was like, okay, whatever. Have a good day. And I guess I don't think they're up yet or anything. They should be up soon, though. Hopefully. Hopefully we don't have to replant a whole lot. Yeah, he took the day off yesterday, just randomly. I don't know why. I don't know what he was really doing. He stopped by the house for a minute, had some lunch, and then he left. I guess he went to the farm. Honestly, I don't even know what he did yesterday. I have no idea. I don't have a clue. He gets in like, I don't know. We kind of, I don't want to say we butt heads sometimes, but like sometimes he just doesn't communicate very well, you know, and I don't either, but sometimes he'll just like go do his thing and not say anything. So that was basically yesterday where he just like, I don't really know what he did, but he took the day off work. He was gone like all day. I have no idea what he was doing. So I don't know. I don't even know if he went to the farm. I I don't have a clue. I have no idea. I know he did some running in the morning, went to some different stores. Do what, Sarge?
Oh, no. Can ask a question.
I got you. So yeah, but no, the pumpkins hopefully are doing okay. We watered them real heavy after we seeded on Sunday, and he said the ground was still pretty moist yesterday. No, I guess it was Tuesday night. He was telling me that because like I didn't stream Tuesday, so I was hanging out a little bit in the house. He was saying that like they were good, still moist, so. I would imagine tonight we might want to go down and take a look because like tomorrow, you know, we don't want that seed to dry out per se, right? You don't want it to be too wet, but you don't want it to dry out at the same time. And
I want it to be just right.
Yeah, with the heat that we have coming tomorrow, and I mean, I rather kind of have them a little on the wet side than on the dry side, you know? I mean, even today, it's already 93 out. And like full sun. So yeah, I mean 93 feels like it's gonna be 95 today, 101 tomorrow, 90, 94. So maybe want to water them tonight for like an hour.
There's a fence there.
Those drip nozzles are supposed to put out a gallon per hour, I think. I think that's what we're supposed to put out. Or those drip nozzles. Depending on your pressure, because of course you put more pressure, it's going to put more water out. Yeah, exactly. We planted 270-ish seeds the other day. So I'd rather be safe than sorry and not have to replant all of them because, well, we don't really have seed to replant all of them of those same varieties. So, yeah. I'd rather not have to redo all that. And then because we watered that ground, the never-ending weeding process will begin. Because I'm sure there's weeds up already. From Sunday. Oh, yeah. It's Thursday. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's going to be tons of weeds in there. Because that flood of 19 really brought the weed seed in for us, apparently. Everything's like extra bad since then, so. Yeah. And let's see, where the pumpkins are planted now had over a foot of water on it, so. Plenty of stuff kind of came in with that flood. Unfortunately. Somebody once tried telling me that a flood was good.
Oh.
And I was like, the actual do you mean? Like what?
Are never fun. Are good.
And then my response, I think, was, well, you've never had to like prep / clean up for one then, huh? Because it's kind of madness, you know? At least we had a really good, like in 2019, we hit, like the rivers were high. They were high, they were high, they were high. And then they put out a forecast for like 3 days in the future that the river is going to be 6 feet over the levee. And of course, once they did that, the guys that were fighting the levee or fight the river back, you know, on top of the levee, adding sandbags and stuff, they all gave up because they went home and moved their own stuff. Because of course you're not going to hold 6 feet of water over the top of a levee. And we had like 3 or 4 days before it got over the levee. So like the forecasters of NOAA or whoever does that, I don't even know who does that, but whoever does it, like they nailed it.
Yeah, I think it is NOAA.
Yeah. Your family lives in Centralia. Nice. Yeah. And so it was definitely something. Now, like I said, we did get lucky. We only had about a foot of water across the farm. So yes, it got in all of our buildings, but it didn't really like cause any damage. You know, in 2000 or not 2000, in 1993, we had about 6 foot of water on the farm. And then there was a thunderstorm one time and there were 2 foot waves on top of the 6 feet of water. And that just wrecked buildings. I mean, that absolutely annihilated so many buildings down there. And luckily this time we didn't really have any storms during the flood, so we didn't really get that wave action. That wave action is what really messes stuff up. And luckily we didn't have any of that, so kind of lucked out there a little bit. But overall, I mean, a flood's just not fun. Not fun at all. Because it was really, really weird that day. The last day we were there, like, the water was coming up. We all knew it was coming up. And it was starting to get close to, like, taking over the road that we had to drive to get to the farm. And, you know, for the most part, we're not going to drive through, like, flooded roads because that's dangerous, you know. You know. Valid, what's going on? Welcome in. And so we like driving out the lane of the farm. I like reached my arm out the window and took a picture of like the farm. And I was like, man, hopefully not, but like that could be the last time we see some of these buildings standing, because that could totally happen in a flood. They still follow, by the way. Appreciate you. Welcome in. So yeah, it's just kind of crazy. Trying it back to Casey from Florida. Holy cow. Gotcha. What? I don't know. What? No, I did not see that. Was I supposed to? I don't think I saw that, no. I appreciate the follow as well. Yeah, luckily, I mean, I guess not luckily, but like, I'm not old enough to remember too much in 93. 95, I don't really remember much either. Of course, I don't think I was involved, per se, with like preparation or cleanup, really. I do remember riding on the fender of the 995 with my grandpa when he was scraping flood mud out of the big shed. I can remember that. And I think we got most of the flood. 93, I think it was. We had just like 1.5 inches of just muck on everything. We didn't really get that with the storm or with the 19 flood either, as the water kind of backed in. When the water runs in, that's when you have problems, and that brings a lot of mud. But the water kind of backed in. It wasn't as bad. It was fairly clean water, actually. I mean, it's still dirty river water, but it was fairly clean. It brought in a lot of like field debris because, of course, it wiped out like thousands of acres of corn and soybeans.
Oh,
Mostly
yeah.
corn.
That's the best kind of trash, because then you get to burn it.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Zach can tell you his stories. He came to the farm, and you know, one of us would drive the 995 and the other like 4 people would just rake and heave into the bucket. And we had quite a pile when we got done. All the stuff got stuck in the grass.
That's what I'll do with my little Kubota tool. Just rake it into the bucket, so when I burn it, it won't like go into the road.
Yeah.
Or I should say the smoke.
And what is up with the past like 2 days? There's been so many calls on the scanner for smoke in a residence. And usually they get there and there's no fire, but they just toned out another one. They sent like 12 units between fire trucks, ambulances, and supervisors. Holy cow.
People must like to have skunks around.
Not that kind of smoke.
Oh, I know.
There was a fire at our Costco last night. And I feel
get robbed from there?
I feel confident saying that because the Costco is nowhere near my house. Just throwing that out there. Nowhere near me. But there was a fire at a Costco. And I don't know, because they had to like leave all the doors open all night long of Costco. And so they were requesting like extra PD, and some of their employees are going to be sitting on the lot kind of watching. So, but it's nowhere near me. I have shopped there before, but too much of a journey for me. Not really a fan of Costco. I mean, the food's great up front though. The Costco,
I never had food at Costco.
dude, Costco pizza kind of slaps.
Well, oh wait, I have down in Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah, Aunt and Uncle were stationed down there.
I got you. Yeah,
The only time I've been in a Costco.
Costco pizza kind of slaps. The churros are pretty good too.
I only had their pizza slice.
It was started by all the hot deals. I see what you did there. I don't know if I like it, but I see what you did there. Oh man. Okay. Is what's their names? They're live right now, aren't they?
Jimmy?
No.
NASA?
Mm-hmm. Spaceflight.
Thought they ended.
I think they went live again. Something with being that test tank, I believe.
They're cryo proofing it.
Yeah.
Or testing.
Good old cryo testing.
Making sure it doesn't go poof.
Will it blow up? Let's find out. I feel like that could be a YouTube series. Will it blow up?
It kind of seems, man, that like you're just watching a tank kind of just freeze up.
Yeah.
It's kind of the anticipation.
That Costco better than Sam's. See, I'm a Sam's Club guy.
Yeah, I'm a Sam's Club.
I like my Sam's Club. Actually, the best part of Sam's Club, and Costco might have this too, I don't know because I'm not a Costco shopper, is the app on my phone for Sam's Club. Have you used it? Anybody? Bueller?
No, I've never been. I've been in one like years and years ago.
Okay. The app is fantastic. You walk in, you open the app, it knows that you're in the store because you have to connect to their Wi-Fi like one time, right? And then it just knows after that. And you literally just scan an item when you put it in your cart. I do it when I put it in the cart. They don't care when you do it necessarily, if you do it when you're like ready to leave or like whatever. But I as we walk around the store, I scan stuff that we put in the cart. And then literally when you get up to the, like we get up to say like the front, we stop, I hit checkout, I swipe to confirm, and you walk, it gives you like a QR code on the phone, and you show that to the person at the door and you're good. And it charges like the card that you have stored on your phone or like in that app, you know, which for me is like my dad's Sam's card. And you just walk right out. It's fantastic. No more checkout, no more waiting in line. I love it. Like the layout
It almost
better.
kind of feels like you steal it, but no, like
Yeah.
Kind of don't, since you already paid for it. But yeah.
Yeah. Literally, yeah. You feel like you're stealing when you walk out. You're just like, yeah, I did it. Use the app to order online and then pick up. I gotcha. Cool.
I pay for all this stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna act like I'm stealing it.
Yeah.